heading to.
Sure.
And the only way you won't head there is if you are more focused on where you are now than on the goal that you are hoping to achieve.
Word.
Having said that,
Word.
I do not see any problem actually with what the guy posted, because it was a kind of a wake-up call.
Yeah.
So many of us just, believe that all is well with people we used to know, or, well, this person is getting by. And then because people go to the studio or take selfies, you believe, oh, all is well with them. But you really don't know exactly what's going on. I would expect that he did not make his friend feel bad.
Yeah.
If I ran into a classmate, let me say I get money past you much, but if I ran into a classmate in such a situation, maybe doing something I feel isn't giving them enough income, I'll probably sit them down, gist with them, reconnect with them.
Suggest some things, or maybe options.
They might not even be ready to listen to that at that point.
At that point in
time. But let's just talk.
Exactly.
Let's just...
time.
It's a normal guy. I meet you again.
Just catch up and find out what's going on.
Exactly. It's just almost like when you are comforting someone who's bereaved. No, that's not the time to say. And this is
God will provide another husband for you, or God will provide another wife for you. Yeah, no, that's what it means.
Somebody comes and says, "Oh, okay, you lost your dad, you lost your grandfather," and you say, "I know what it is like." No, you don't. Because you don't have the kind of relationship the person has with that other person. Most of the times, it's just a listening ear and probably a shoulder to cry on. It's just to console. Condole, and just be in the present. It's the same thing in this Kakadukpala scenario. You might not, the best thing might not be, but the best thing is just to catch up. How's it going? Okay, maybe get a contact and say, okay, we'll get to see later, and then see what you can, if you can.
There's one thing I want to just mention. No situation is permanent, though. That guy that is riding a bicycle today in a dignified manner and not stealing, not hurting people to make money, not defrauding people, right, is building himself and starting a career of some sort. Maybe he's even using that money to push himself through school, through even masters. You can never tell.
You just made me think of African China song.
It's just... So, and I wanted to say this myself. I've waited tables.
Oh, sure.
I worked at a bar. I served drinks. I've cleaned hotels before. You get... And look at where I am now. The thing is, if I didn't do those things, I wouldn't have enough to push myself through school.
Yeah.
Education was 8 years for me. So imagine if I had done 8 years on somebody else's dime. It's not possible. So you never know what people's situations are like.
This is just an aside here. This was me and one of my guys. Okay, I didn't join him. We had planned it. But this is what will happen. You see guys in the morning, they look cute, making sense, and all of that. Then there was a need for a gutter to be cleaned in the estate. And they contributed money for it. And they're about giving it to somebody. And the guys just came together and said, oh, more. How far for nights? Let me see what they do anything. Just a gist now. More clean out for nights. Bring the bar. I'm telling you. Now the guys came out. Kaka. The next morning, gutter is clean and sharp.
And
Baba, they also few money. And
I'm sure it's not small.
The next morning, I'll be looking at it. So I'm just saying, a lot of people have done things, especially if it's that one thing, dignity in labor. And you go outside the country, and this is not to, we do things there that people will not even dare to think of doing for many reasons. So there's no need going to there. But people do it. I mean, we even have brothers of governors doing delivery. And the guy said, when I come back to Nigeria, look, I will flange him and be throwing. When I go back, I will do my delivery.
There's a particular, very popular Nollywood actor, I'm not going to mention his name, who used to drive trucks in the U.S., across the U.S., Truck drivers earn a lot of money.
Oh, they still do that.
That's another thing.
They're like, in my head now, there are at least 3 that come to mind, and they've said it's...
Many people don't realize that most of these dirty jobs are where there's a lot of money. You see somebody in the market, cleaning muck, doing all sorts of stuff, you're looking down on the person. Wait till you hear what that person is. Is an average market person. Has a fortune to their name. Don't be deceived. Those bus drivers and conductors you are looking at, not the conductors, but the drivers, they are making a fortune. Keep the change. Well, they will dash you the change times 10 if you don't start well. Stop looking down on people. And if you see your friend, please just be nice. Just say hi, what's up, connect again. Keep it cool,
There is
no
dignity in labor.
There is.
Don't be ashamed of what you have to do once it is right. If it's good with God and it's good with man and your conscience, dignity in labor. That's what we were pushing here. We're saying this morning. All right.
At this point, we would love for you to contribute to the conversation. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us on Instagram. That's WakeUpNigeria TVCE. All right, then, let's take a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
It's a mean of getaway out of hustle and bustling in Lagos, at Lagos, with Lagos, about Lagos, and it's the vice that gives me joy. Entertainment is creativity. Entertainment is way of life. Entertainment is how you can describe it. You know, that thing. You know, that thing that gives you that thing that's specific. That's in the.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Yes, with peppered pomo.
Woo! Okay, okay. Let's talk about the ingredients. What are we?
This is the base.
This is the base. Yes. Without this, you don't have.
You don't have ojojo. So I'm going to be using pepper.
Fresh pepper.
You can use a habanero pepper, but this is Scotch bonnet.
Yes.
Then more, of course.
Yes. So pomo is cow skin, in case you're
wondering. Then my onions.
Okay.
My salt.
Okay.
Vegetable oil too. Then when I'm making my mashed pepper sauce, I'll be using midday stew seasoning.
Okay, so this is your stew seasoning.
Yes.
Midday stew seasoning. Okay. And then what is this?
This is already mashed pepper that I'll be using to sauce the pomo.
When you say already mashed pepper, how did you achieve this?
So what I did was that I blended the pepper rough.
Okay.
It wasn't small.
Just ordinary pepper?
Yes.
Okay.
With onions.
Onions, okay.
So then I stirred fried it.
Okay.
I'm still going to run through the process.
Okay, okay. So you stir fried this pepper, okay.
To save time.
Okay, all right. So what's the process like? What are we going to do?
So after peeling my water yam, I'm going to grate it.
Yes.
And when you're grating, you have to use the smooth part so that you can have a very smooth paste.
Okay.
So after smooth grating it, then I'll add my chef's secret, add my salt, beat it very well to give me that fluffiness that I want.
Okay.
Then I'll fry, then make my peppered pomo, and we're good to go.
Okay, so this is your chef's secret. You know how chefs will say chef's secret. What is your chef's secret? Okay. Okay, so that's what we're going to make use of in preparing this dish. We're making ojojo. If you've ever wanted to know how to make ojojo, it's your lucky day. Take a look at what we're doing. The ingredients are currently on your screen. Well, if you want to put it to the English form, it's water yam balls. That's water yam balls with peppered pomo. But we are calling it ojojo with peppered pomo. and that's it. So the ingredients are there. We're using water yam, that's grated water yam, habanero pepper. But instead of habanero, we switched to Scotch bonnet, which is what we're making use of. We're using Chef's Secret, we're using salt, onions, vegetable oil, pomo, that's cow skin, as well as midday stew spice. All of these ingredients for our ojojo with peppered pomo. That's water yam balls, which is what we're having for breakfast. So come with us, follow us through as we get through the process of making breakfast for you this morning, okay? All right, so I'm going to leave Chef Midday to it while we join Mike and Titi on the couch for the newspaper headlines.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Now, what is cooking in the kitchen just seems so exotic. I can't wait to see what happens. Now, meanwhile, Mike.
That's cocoyam, right?
Yeah, water yam.
Water
yam, yes.
I'll find out difference between water yam and cocoyam.
Cocoyam is, I think, a smaller tuber than water yam, yeah.
All right, we have quite a number of carbohydrate-based staple foods in Nigeria.
It's very tasty. All right, let's see what's happening on the covers of the dailies this morning. Today is Monday, November 25th, 2024. We're starting with the Punch newspaper here. It says reps may clash over Tinubu's $2.2 billion fresh loan Tuesday. It says here loan is an extra burden on government. Nigerians Minority Caucus warns. We will approve loan and ensure it is not diverted, says deputy spokesman. It also says beside the masthead there, Tinubu may present budget this week, according to the Senate. And upgrade. Discos may move 3 million subscribers to estimated billing. That's a conversation.
That talking about that here, I'm also quite a number of people are also affected with this particular thing. Now, for something I know, EKEDC, Echo Disco, and Ikeja Disco, IKEDC, are the two major front runners of this upgrade system. Now, I found out that Enugu Disco, what they did was they upgraded, which has happened with Ikeja Disco and Echo Disco, was that they gave you some numbers to upgrade the meter so that it can get up to the standard. But now, the discussion with the Consumer Protection Council is that this particular upgrade that they are insisting that has to be new meters, that the current meters can handle it, but they are insisting that they want new meters. And then these new meters, some people were made to pay as high as 150,000 naira to get these new meters. So the talk is that if you are going to upgrade these meters, then the cost shouldn't be on the consumer. It should be on government and everything. And so it's been back and forth. And then the Consumer Protection Council said, look, you are not going to, it was supposed to be 14th of November. That was the deadline before upgrade. And so people are, I've heard different things now. They say, oh, we want to fast track it, bring 20K, bring 30K, bring 10K, and all of that. It's just, it's a mess, as it were. It's a mess, as it were. You know, so a number of us had to even try and, load up power units for quite a while to see how all of this plays out. But this should be sorted out. And like you said, there should be some sort of regulation which should come. Because now, PHCN has said, look, the discos are the ones handling themselves individually. But then there should be some sort of regulation to put them in order in case they're stepping out or trying to exploit the end user or the consumer. Which is us.
Consumers are supposed to be the main focus, really. The people are the focus.
So you're making your money. And then this estimated billing is just, that one is just a way to swindle and just make it, we can't be up with
estimated billing.
So because of that transition,
cause a lot of confusion.
Exactly. So because of that transition, you're not making it seamless. It should be seamless. Phase out these other ones. Find a way to have seamless transitions. This reminds me of, remember the Naira issue and all of that. It wasn't seamless. And so though that period of transition, you make life hard.
Now, we are talking about power. It was power on for the Yuletide Lagos Street light up, which is always on Ajosa Adeogun in Victoria Island. Now, it has fast become a tourist attraction, and Zenith Bank ushers in the Yuletide as they've lit up Lagos once again. That's what's in the photo story right there. I actually often wonder how much power goes into that light up.
Quite a lot.
How many generators have to keep that alive?
I'll definitely be there taking some pictures and videos this Christmas season.
Indeed. Now let's go on to another paper. We have here The Nation newspaper. It says Labour in showdown with 4 states over minimum wage. Katsina, Cross River, Zamfara, Imo to face battle. 32 states FCT in full compliance. It also says here CBN likely to raise interest rate to halt inflation. Experts predict MPC tightening of monetary policy. Nigeria, Brazil pact to boost agric in 774 councils. It also says here, top left, petrol pump price to go down. Dangote cuts off 20 naira. Jimo Ibrahim, Australia PM, to speak at Oxford University Confab. And let's see, it says here, Adeleke to build airport in Ede, dumps Ido Osun project. Page 7 has more on that. Any story jump out there at you?
Not really. This one's
okay. I'm really interested in
the fuel, right?
Yes. The
20
petrol.
naira.
Yeah, 20
20 naira. Okay, and you made it sound like
it adds up.
It's coming.
It adds up. It adds up. In the long run, it does add up. But
if it's going to consistently reduce, there are a number of factors with what is happening now that when the explanations come, it's hard to understand. You know, there's still some percentage of crude is still being imported. In fact, they just had a consignment delivered also. They're expecting us talking about the Dangote refinery. We have the natural resource. We are now refining it. Let this maths make it make sense. And then you're talking about, some people are talking about how it's cheaper here than some other places. Why shouldn't it be cheaper here? We have the oil. The oil is here. If we refine here, it should be even cheaper, much more. What are we saying? We have to find a way. There's as it were, you understand, when it comes to the oil and all that, because of our total dependence, one particular resource fueling over 90% of a country's budget and all of that. That's where we're having a problem.
Yeah. But, it's a lot of pressure. Let's see what we have on the cover of the Daily Trust here. Presidency lobbies National Assembly over tax reform bills. It says here proposed laws meant for good governance, according to Boala. It also has that same headline, Dangote refinery reduces petrol price to 970 naira per litre. It also says here, Senator Barrow equips Kano Police Command with 1,000 motorcycles. Let's see what else we have here. 3,000 litigation stall. AMCON's 5 trillion naira loans recovery. And ICPC tracks 21 billion naira constituency projects in Kaduna. Then a similar photo story to what we saw before of the Light Up Lagos event on Sunday.
All right.
Now, we have to, at this point, wrap it up on our headlines today. But if there was any particular story that jumped out at you, use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC as you tweet or post or comment online. All right, then, let's take a break, guys. We have more. Stay with us.
think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
my 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to
Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing too.
Out of 38 in the EPL. It's a beautiful game. Mary is, of course, here with me. Mary, you are smiling from ear to ear.
I'm actually not grinning from
What's sweeting you?
I'm just amused because a lot happened after this match. A lot happened during the match.
Okay.
If you watched it live, the commentators were like, 3 unbelievable, like, and we thought, okay, Man City will just as usual resurrect and then somehow equalize. And the next thing, 4-0. And then the match ended at 4-0. And it was a huge shock. Now, the question is this. Okay, go ahead.
Now, this is about the worst time ever for Pep Guardiola in Manchester City. 5 losses on a row, 3 losses in the Premier League.
5 and 6.
5. It was 4 before now. But Tottenham Hotspurs, but funny thing enough, for you investors, this match was expected. Tottenham Hotspurs have taken the most points from Pep Guardiola in the EPL since he came in there.
Yes, that's
so it was just that last season, Arsenal fans, remember what Son did last, that save, that saved Manchester City. But then so it was like, well, if Arsenal needed to win the league with this match, Tottenham would not have produced this kind of performance. But it was a shocker for them, and it shows just how important Rodri is. Now, there's talk about the Ballon d'Or and how, why did the defensive midfielder win it over Vinicius Jr. and all of that. But then, hey, come on. There's no Rodri in the team, and that team looks rudderless.
It's actually very unfortunate that the team seems to be centered around Rodri. In fact, it's the reason many people are asking if Pep Guardiola is a fraud. Like, is there no... I didn't make that up. It's actually been trending. And I'm wondering, Pep Guardiola, if the usual headline now is his glorious past. And I'm like, hello... It's just like how many months ago?
Okay.
I believe that Man City is going to come up again because we're talking about Guardiola here. It will find a solution.
He will, right?
I believe it's still too early.
Too early.
It's still too early. Some people are already saying, oh, if Liverpool is going to play them. And so people are like, oh, if Liverpool should win, then it means that Liverpool will win.
If Liverpool should beat Man City, it's major. It will be 11 points. First of all, 8 points is already the highest since the 1930s at this stage that any team has gone ahead of the rest of the league. But that match, if Manchester City should lose that match, voila, no, they shouldn't try it. They shouldn't try it.
It's a shame because the Man City has not suffered this kind of thing.
All right. Okay. Well, the Gunners were up against Nottingham Forest. The Gunners give a good account of themselves. Let's take a look at the highlights of that match, of course, and then we'll get to talk about what went down.
Marino was with him, trying to use him as a decoy. It's going to come for Odegaard. Picks up the pieces.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results. So
by 280 or 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take.
I choose to stay.
Close the show. Ladies
and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable.
Neri makes his international debut for Nigeria, or makes his choice to play for the Super Eagles. Well, that remains to be seen if he will toe the line of Bukayo Saka and the rest of, there's that list of players with Nigerian origins who are playing. There was a team that was put together. You need to see that team. Musiala is there.
Yeah. It's actually an excellent team.
It is. Bukayo Saka is there.
What do you think of it?
I don't know whether they put Tammy. Tammy no go make that team. Tammy, nasty.
Unfortunately, Tammy is doing
Madueke, because the way they pronounce your name, Madueke, you feel no make that team. What's Madueke? What's that? All right, but hey, come on.
If you think Madueke is bad, what do we say about Akanji?
What does he say? Akanji.
It's Akanji. They call it Akanji.
No, I mean you. See, other people can mispronounce your names. I'm talking about you yourself.
Wahala.
You cannot go and say they ask you Madueke. If I was your papa, what's Madueke? The same way John Mikelobi was doing a podcast, I say Kanu.
Hey, no, you know when you are talking, sometimes the intonation swings both into different ways.
Let's leave that one. Let's just focus on Arsenal versus Nottingham. 3 beautiful goals, I must say. Bukayo Saka got himself there. Thomas Partey with that wonderful goal. And then, of course, Ethan Nwaneri.
So I love the fact that, Arsenal has always been known for being beautiful football, giving team. I'll put it that way. When you watch Arsenal, you watch great football. And it's always been a case of, they know how to play good football, but they don't score the goals. They don't get the points where it matters. And it's beautiful to see everything coming together now. You're playing good and you're also getting the results.
Wonderful.
That, for me, was a fantastic match.
Wonderful.
I loved it.
Okay, I also loved it. The big one, of course, had to be Liverpool, who had the chance to go back up the table, 8 points at the top. It seemed that they would not have. It was the top team against the bottom team, and this is how that match played out.
Soboslai raining away for Liverpool, and Liverpool have numbers forward as well. Mo Salah being one of them.
By Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Check it out.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person that used to what's his name?
That woman.
Bam!
Yeah, today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's catch up.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
Liverpool back on top of the table, 8 points, and we say that it's early in the season, but yes, of course, they are title contenders.
See, watching Liverpool now is like watching Man City of old because, you know, coming from the back and then the kind of good football you expect to see and the results you also anticipate, it's beautiful to watch them. I feel Jurgen Klopp did a great job and he literally left a feast for Arne Slot and he's totally taking advantage of it. I love it.
All right. Well, Ruben Amorim also had his debut in the dugout for Manchester United. That was at Ipswich Town. It was 1-1. There was also Chelsea, which Chelsea was a 2-1 win. It was a 2-1 win for Chelsea and all of that. Let's take a look at the results all across this particular week. Of course, we had mentioned Southampton, Liverpool. It was Fulham 1, Aston Villa 3. It was also quite... Looking at it now, looking at the table now, Liverpool are on top, like I mentioned, 8 points ahead. Arsenal, of course, Manchester City
then,
and all of that.
Chelsea then, Arsenal and number 4.
Who do you think? Who are the most likely? People say that, forget Liverpool, that this is not the first time that Liverpool are on top and they lost leads. Arsenal are still the most likely team to take up the title from Manchester City.
I dare say Arsenal is actually the most consistent. But before I talk about that, I just want to quickly touch on the Manchester United.
Okay, all right. Ipswich Town. Yeah.
You know, within 2 minutes, the first game was
Doctor.
Rashford, everybody was going, yeah. And then, okay, score again. Nothing. And then, of course, you know, the equalizing goal by Ipswich and all. And then there's something that struck me. The post-match interview by Ruben. Ruben was talking about the fact that, you know, these guys are still struggling to understand his instructions.
They just started now.
Yes, it just started. So that's probably where the problem is. So, hey, I'm going to give it to him. I believe that he will do great.
Okay. Would you believe Ruben Amorim? Let's check out that goal from Rashford. If you can just take that Rashford goal and maybe this Ipswich equalizer and see how the match went now between Ipswich Town and Manchester United.
Inside 90 seconds and the Amorim era has liftoff. Hutchinson. Burns has got some room to operate in here. Smodix to aim for. Top save from Onana. Down to his right. That is what...
Ten Hag, Tegwolo.
Stop it. You know, this thing just reminded me of a meme. So they put Pep Guardiola. And that's what I put in Ten Hag. Like.
So, Pogoli even outlast Tegwolo.
You're rude.
Pogoli, Anthony. That's why I call himself footballer. Fidget spinner. Compass. Well, that's the size of it. Thank you so much, Mary. That's the size of it on the beautiful game. We'll take a time and now stay with us. The top of the hour coming right up.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively on Max FM, where we count down the best 20 urban gospel hits from around the world. Get your praise on.
right, it's been quite an exciting Monday show, and we've still got 45 minutes coming up. Welcome to Wake Up Nigeria for the second half.
Indeed. Now, most of the kids are already in school by now. You know, they're studying exams. You know, because almost the end of the year.
It is.
So it's a real hop, skip, and jump right now. Everyone is on the move, but don't worry, we have everything you need to get prepared, and you can carry us along with you. And make sure you stay tuned. If you want to tune in live, you can watch us on YouTube. Just search for TVC Entertainment, and you can watch us on the go.
tvcentertainment.tv/live stream. That's where you can catch us on our website for options, where you can also use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all our social media platforms for engagement and interaction. What do you call the food now?
What?
What's the food called?
Ojojo.
Ojojo. Yeah, I was trying to say Ogogo, but
Ogogo. Well, close enough.
Ojojo. Yeah, and
close enough.
It's getting red. Mary's all smiles. I don't know why she's smiling.
I am, because I love Ojojo. Like, I really, really love Ojojo.
You like food, not really Ojojo.
And you know, I just want to touch on what Titi said about school. I feel report cards should be sent the day after Christmas. It's not fair to have
so that the kids can enjoy their Christmas.
So they can have peace.
Wow.
Do schools now still do first position, second? Because I
know
they still do it though.
Which in your school, really?
They still do it.
Nah,
so what they do is they don't really focus on it. They'll let you know that okay, this is your percentage.
Yeah.
Parents focus on percentage, but amongst the students, they know their position.
It might be controversial.
They tell them, but they might not write it.
Yeah.
It might be controversial, but let the kids that we feel, let them feel.
So it's a learning curve. So there's something called the honors roll. You know, so every year everyone wants to be on the honors roll. They want their name on the wall, you know.
And then the topper goes.
Yeah, it's only the top.
The valedictorian, the valedictory speech and all of that.
So yeah, then that's what they do.
Look, they'll learn. Because life will put you in position. No, don't try it. All right. Well, let's get straight into what we have left on the show this morning. We have a musical performance. Michael Allen, Jacob, Juvie Jakes will be here to kick us off this week.
So sneaky sound.
Comment allez-vous? Est-ce que t'es prêt pour le rendez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Est-ce que t'es prêt pour le rendez-vous? I see her body blow my mind when you shake her body up and down.
Mr. Bright UK Ukwenga is a leadership expert inspiring profitable and sustainable change through ideological shifts, and as an author, speaker, trainer and coach, and in fact convener of the Lead the Future conference, he has helped so many individuals and organizations seize that chance to lead the future by reinventing themselves over and over again. Now, resilience in leadership is our topic on motivation this morning. And indeed, how resilient have you been or become just because you're a leader?
And to wrap up the show, we've got Temi Tokwe, a show Orthostatics Nigeria, a premium detailing brand. We'll be talking to them on the show today.
I was gonna. Oh, okay.
Mary don't hold phone. So
I said,
no. I was actually going to refer to what he said.
What's
up about that? He was asking me what's happening today.
Okay.
And then, besides the fact that today is National Brand Day, I noticed today is National Parfait Day.
Parfait Day.
And it got me thinking of how Mike would have had to buy parfait for Alima today. It looks
Mike,
like
are you buying parfaits for us today?
Who are you?
All of us. All of us.
Who are you?
All
Which
of us.
Mike?
Who are you?
We have quite a parfait of layered activities today, right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Who be these ones? Parfait.
If you are a seller of
if I ask you
parfaits,
for parfait, you buy for me, right?
Then you go and buy a car.
Mike has a pending order.
No, not this one.
Buy.
Not this one, but
I will not ask you, because the day I will ask you, you have to buy it.
Go and eat Ojojo.
I will eat Ojojo. No, I'm not even.
So it might interest you to know that a parfait is not just about yogurt. A parfait is a layered dessert of any form. So it could be oats, it could be custard, it could be pap, it could be chocolate sauce, it could be whatever. So as long as it's a layered dessert. So you could put pap and akara and pap and pepper, and it's a parfait.
I'm just thinking.
What?
Eba. Fufu.
Wow.
Pounded yam.
I said dessert. I said dessert.
You now put it all like this, then they mix the soup also. Okro. Egusi.
Oh gosh.
They said dessert.
Dessert.
You did not think of tapioca.
What is
coconut, chocolate,
fruits. Hold on. What is dessert? In a course, it's the final course. That thing for some people is snacks.
Wow.
Just caught. So it's not about the kind of food, it's about the place in a meal. That's dessert. So I'm just saying.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. All I know is that
feeling, but
Mike has a parfait order. Chef Mide makes parfaits too, so please, Chef Mide is supplying us parfait on behalf of Mike. Thank you so much, Mike.
Mike, I see people are clapping behind the scene. See, you know, there's this saying. They say, "Oh my Jojo, go chop your eye."
I thought you knew me.
Well, we know you. Me, I know.
When you clap finish, you will buy the parfait for yourself.
It's not raining parfaits today. It is not. At least not for Mike.
But as she said, it could be raining in your area. Let's find out on the weather.
Welcome again to the kitchen this beautiful Monday morning on Wake Up Nigeria. Chef Mide is still hard at work, preparing breakfast, especially for me. Yes, and all the Ojojo lovers.
As the Ojojo lover.
Water yam balls with peppered pomo. That's what we're having for breakfast. You know what came to my mind actually? That was why I had to look at the pomo to remind myself. What I was going to say was water yam balls with peppered snails.
No, because rain is usually not coming now. Snail is super expensive.
Yes.
What we used to buy 30K is now like 60,000 naira.
Wow, almost everything costs a lot more now. So that's actually not very surprising.
This is the hardest part of the Ojojo.
Ojojo, yes.
So if you can scale through this process, you are fine.
So I had a few experiences growing up with, you know, absent-mindedly slicing my fingertips. And it made me wary of anything that requires gritting. Ever since.
So what you need to, you can see that I've left some that you don't need to finish everything.
Okay.
Just make sure that you do the one that your finger can handle.
So what do you do with those? Do you grind them?
Fry them and heat them.
You will fry them like that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm very curious as to how
so it will just be like dundu, but with water yam.
With water yam.
And it's usually very nice.
Aha, okay. So I get to have a try this morning. Yes. Let's see how that turns out. Okay, so underneath here is some of the peppers, okay? Yes. So you cut them into tiny bits.
Yes, I dice them, then onions.
Yes, onions as well.
Beating everything together.
Yes. So let's quickly do this first batch so everyone can see what it would look like.
So I'm going.
So we have that. It's for the pepper.
Yes.
Yeah, the pomo sauce. Okay. So.
I'm adding my seasoning.
Yes, the chef's secrets.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll add a little bit
of salt. Okay. Just a little bit of salt.
So and you need to beat it very well.
Yes.
So that it can.
It's like kneading bread.
Yes. So I'm incorporating my diced pepper and onions.
Okay. Yeah, my goodness.
Yes, this is very important.
Yes.
So that
is it possible to use a stick. It's on stick.
If you use the best is just to use your hand. I was thinking you were asking if you use a mixer. If you use a mixer, it will be too light.
It will also be
too light, so weird. You won't get that consistency that you want. Just mix it with your hand and.
Well, it doesn't require too much, stress because it's not. Yes, she said it will be too light, but it's actually a light.
Yes.
Okay, so let's put that together. Yeah. So that's for the peppered snail. The ingredients are currently on your screen. Particularly if you're just joining us, thank you and welcome. Water yam balls or Ojojo with peppered pomo is what we're having for breakfast today. What did you say?
You mentioned snail. I said, are you sure you're not going to eat snail this week?
Actually, I ate snail over the weekend, so maybe that's why. You know those small ones? They were inside soup. And then even this morning, I made native rice, so I had a bit of snails as well. But it's all those little ones. Those ones usually don't cost as much as the really big ones.
So I'm putting my pomo in. The pomo, I've already parboiled it with
salt?
With salt and onions.
Okay.
So that you won't be eating plain pomo.
Okay. So it's been parboiled with salt and onions. I know of parboiling pomo with salt, but onions? What does the onions do?
Because I want to infuse the flavor of the onions
into the
pomo.
Oh. That's actually a nice idea. I've never done that before. Parboiling pomo with onions.
You love it.
It would be. Okay. I'll try it.
So
I definitely will.
This is what we call pomo halata sweswe.
Pomo halata sweswe. Oh. Ooh, this looks yummy.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of the 1,001 things you can use this pomo to do.
You can put it on beans.
I just swallowed.
Alongside with bread. You can make white rice and put it on it. For people like me that can use mashed pepper to eat swallow, can use it to do eba, yellow garri.
You eat eba with this?
Yes.
Not bad.
Try it.
Okay, so let's also fry the Ojojo. Let's start with the first batch. Okay, this oil is for it, right? Okay, no. Okay, so we'll fry the Ojojo. Now, what you need to do is you need to remember that you would have to take little balls at a go. So some people do it in different forms. However, most experts will just take it and squeeze it out like puff-puff. Now, there are people who use this puff-puff dispenser as well. So if you have a puff-puff dispenser, you can use it to fry your Ojojo, okay? Puff-puff dispensers are multi-purpose.
Sometimes when I'm making it at home, I don't like doing it.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll dice small or more, then I can also add
okay.
Put some dry fish.
Crayfish makes everything better.
Yes,
so yeah.
Create the flavor you want.
Okay, to make it even chewy. So yes, that makes it a bigger snack. Okay, don't worry. We'll just get on with the frying. Hot oil is what you need with some onions, I believe. Yeah, so and then you now put this in and fry it. At the end of the show, you see what it would look like, and I assure you it's going to be tasty. This is Chef Mide on it. The world famous Chef Mide. You know what I mean. Let's take a break. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G Fadala.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one unavailable by Davido featuring Musiki.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, shiny, yeah. So recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat. Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost no.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC.
Welcome back. Now it's time for a musical performance. And as always, on Wake Up Nigeria, we have a young performer standing by for you. Michael Allen Jacob, professionally known as Juvie Jakes, is a multilingual singer and rapper. Now, he adopted French as his new language, as well as the indigenous language of Benin Republic. Now, whilst entertaining and inspiring, his music prioritizes telling real-life stories as a core value for his listeners. You need to talk to us a bit about that, Juvie Jakes. How's it going?
I'm doing great, and you?
Life stories, real stories?
Yeah, I'm big on introspection, actually, so like, it's, the music actually is a medium of expression, so everything that has to do with me, I keep it real with myself, so, because to me, it's more like, everything I face as a person, everybody out there could actually find their story in mine, so that's why music is that way.
All right, the name of the track this morning that you're performing. What's the name of the track? One more time.
FIFA, that's actually like in Ewe, like it's in Benin, like a language we speak over there.
What does it mean?
It means cold, chill.
Oh.
So I'm actually referring to this damsel where I'm telling her that like there's a whole lot of pressure, so I need her to cool me down.
Interesting. Yeah. All right. Okay then. We have Juvie Jakes with FIFA.
So smithy sound. Comment allez-vous? Est-ce que t'es prêt pour le rendez-vous? Comment allez-vous? Est-ce que t'es prêt pour le rendez-vous? I see her body blow my mind when you shake her body up and down. I'm with the body at the party when she betting at the party. Everybody wanna come and dance. Girl, I like it when you do me like that. You do me something I be feeling no. You do me something and I feel like I'm mad. Yeah. Oh baby, call me down now, FIFA. Say she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa. Body like to her, baby, she a diva. Drive me crazy when you move like a beamer. Oh. Shakira, baby, cool me down now, FIFA. Say she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa, yeah. I cannot lie, girl, body is a blessing, oh yeah. Wanna pull up for some flexing. Girl, pull up with your friends and with my G's on. Bust a couple one, these trips on trips. I'm busting that. There with him so clean. My homies are rocking and rolling with your bodies. Girl, their bodies, every other lady capping. She asking me, can we take her to the lobby? When she call me on a man, my baby girl, I love it. Yeah. Oh, FIFA. Bust on one Shakira, yeah. My baby FIFA, yeah. My baby cool me down now, FIFA. Says she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa. But it like to her, baby, she a diva. Drive me crazy when you move like a beamer. Oh, Shakira. Baby cool me down now, FIFA. Says she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa. Yeah, oh yeah. Lo. Can you give me some lo? My baby lo. Can you give me some lo? My baby lo. Can you give me some lo? Oh, my baby lo. Can you give me some lo? FIFA, Mona Lisa, Missy Diva, FIFA, Mona Lisa, Missy Diva, Oh baby, cool me down now, FIFA. Says she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa. But they like to have baby, she a diva. Drive me crazy when you move like a beamer. Oh, Shakira, baby, cool me down now, FIFA. Says she fine, she a pretty Mona Lisa, I don't FIFA, I don't FIFA. Oh yeah, JV, hey.
Je peux pas mentir. Depuis que t'es venu dans ma life, tout a changé. Je suis frais là, tout est ice posé, tu sais. Posé. Quand je ressens la chaleur, tu me cales, bébé. Oh, tu me cales, bébé. FIFA, c'est ice.
Amazing performance there. Bonne chance. C'est bon. And well, I heard another one. Comment allez-vous? Yeah, I loved it. Nice performance. A great way to start a Monday morning right here on Wake Up Nigeria. But there is something else you need. You need some motivation. And of course, we have that in droves for you, especially this November. It's been a really interesting month of motivation with Mr. Bright UK Nkwenga. Now, he is a leadership expert inspiring profitable and sustainable change through ideological shifts. And as an author, speaker, trainer, and coach, he has helped individuals, organizations, and institutions seize the chance to lead the future by reinventing themselves over and over again, by reimagining the world even beyond their perspective. Now, it's all about resilience in leadership this morning. We want to discuss the power of resilient leadership today with Mr. Bright UK. It's great to have you back in the studio.
Thank you, Titi. It's a pleasure being here.
Okay, so first of all, congratulations on a successful event over the weekend.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Lead the Future Conference.
The Future Conference.
Any highlights that you want to mention?
Oh yeah, we had a lot of amazing speakers, and I mean, key highlight was the mentoring session, you know, where we had industry captains, you know, sitting with these next generation leaders and sharing experiences with them. You know, we also had a special guest of honor, His Royal Majesty Oba Abdulwasi Omogbalan Lawal, the Oniru of Iruland, who came around, and of course his speech was mind-blowing. His presence elevated the experience, you know. So we had very great experience right there at the conference.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
But it takes an incredibly resilient leader to pull something like that off.
Oh yeah.
Because doing anything in Nigeria already is already tension.
Yeah.
But pulling off an event like that to such a degree, really congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Let's talk a bit about those things that you need as a leader in order to remain resilient over the years. You've been doing this for 10 years now, if I'm not mistaken?
More than 10 years actually, more than 10 years. Say somewhere around 15 years.
Amazing.
All right, and then, well, it's not been a bed of roses like they would say. But most importantly is one has to be consistent and sustain the momentum regardless of the odds. And that's where resilience comes in. There are changes coming up. There are challenges coming up. All right. And whenever any of these comes up, just like a spring, after being stretched, you have to recover quickly from the stretch and, you know, continue. You also need to adapt to the changes that are coming up. So this is what resilience is all about. Right. There have been good moments. There's also been down moments, if you get what I mean. And the most important thing is that we stay consistent regardless. Yeah.
So now, a lot of leaders have sort of fallen by the wayside. They've definitely failed a few times. But they say it's about how you get back up.
Yes.
And so if there is a young leader or a leader out there right now watching, and they've fallen by the wayside, what advice do you have for them to get back up?
So first, I think generally in life, the drive for success does not allow us to sit back sometimes and think, or let me say it this way, to prepare for the event of failure, right? And that's where many people make the mistake. They are not adversity ready, all right? So you have to be adversity ready as a leader, all right? Ask yourself, what happens if anything should go wrong? We're so, carried away with the plans and the hopes we have, the positive energy and all of that, that we forget to think about what could go wrong and how we can react or respond if anything goes wrong. So first and foremost, people need to be adversity ready. Leaders need to be adversity ready when leading their organizations. I mean, look at the times we are in, especially in our country. It takes resilience to just exist in Nigeria. It takes resilience to keep going even when things are getting tougher. Even when the expenses are mounting up and income is not necessarily, going up as well. But here is it. I talked about being adversity ready.
Yeah.
And for you to be adversity ready, you have to master the game of fitness.
Okay.
And fitness is the state of your health. All right? It's your health, the state of your health that, ensures you are immune to disease and that are common and all of that. But here is also the other side of it. Fitness is a matter of your daily habits. Okay. All right? And there are different sides to fitness. There is the mental side to fitness. There is the financial side to fitness. There is the emotional side to fitness. There is the social side to fitness. And then there is the spiritual side to fitness. So when we talk about, for example, the social side to fitness, what's your daily habit like? All right? How do you cultivate meaningful relationships in your lives so that if anything should happen, you have people that you can fall back on, whether for support of any kind, right? In terms of financial fitness, are you saving? All right? Do you have have investment? Are you diversifying your income? That's a way of being financially fit, and of course adversity ready. All right? And then there are other sides to it as well. Emotionally, you have to be fit. Mentally, right? A whole lot of people are not fit. They tend to think negatively, feel their problems instead of thinking through it. They tend to focus on what is going wrong and not to think in terms of the opportunities that are being created even in the midst of the adversity and things like that. So again, fitness is the state of your health and it's a matter of your daily routine, your daily habits.
So in the end, when it comes to being a leader, resilience is very, very key. You have to be emotionally, mentally spiritually fit.
Yes, even physically fit. Your daily exercise matters.
Very true.
All right,
very true. Bright UK, it's been amazing this November having you. Do we still have one more episode for this month? No, I think we're wrapping it up on on motivation for you this month, but it's been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you too
for joining us. Now, if you missed any of the past episodes with Bright UK, please just visit our YouTube channel, TVC Entertainment. Just search for Wake Up Nigeria episodes and you will see each and every conversation. All right then, let's take another quick break. There's still more on Wake Up Nigeria.
At break time, when my champ needs to keep going, he's going to need his favorite snack, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
Milo and a snack of future champions. Milo!
It's a mean getaway out of hustle and bustling in Lagos, about Lagos, and it's the vice that gives me joy. Entertainment is creativity. Entertainment is way of life. Entertainment is how you can describe it. That thing that gives you that thing that's specific. That's entertainment to me.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jam. So
my 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one better.
At this point, I contest my jam.
I want to close the show. I can go. I can. That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym though, you're getting fat.
Cricket.
She says she does show dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No.
Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree.
My cars, and then my neighbor started taunting me that, are you sure you're not going to open a car wash, right? I'm like, I think you're prophesying, right? So I started, right? I went to the UK, I learned, I did a couple of learning. I'm still learning anyway. Also learned a little bit from the US. Took a few courses, and that's it. But yeah, it's something I personally like to do.
Interesting. You know, people talk about passion. They think about, the much more glamorous things. But for someone, for you to start that way, have a passion for car cleaning and detailing and all of that. And then, but let's talk about that segue. When did it actually become a business? For other people out there who have passions, and how do you translate passion to finance or to business?
I think I've always been quite entrepreneurial. If I begin to list all the things I've done, right, to make money, it's endless, right? And I still do a lot of those things. But a couple of years ago, I think maybe 2021 or 2020, I looked at my house, one of my extra rooms, and I saw that I had so much equipment, right? I had professional grade equipment, pressure washers, steamers, just professional grade equipment, polishers and stuff.
Yeah, all of that.
And then, and most of them I probably don't even get to use them once in 3 months. And then I realized, okay, there's a model I could actually try up. So we started our mobile detailing service. So when we started, we were fully mobile. We'll just get booked, go to a client's place, offer the service and all that. And then eventually we decided to open up our detailing center in Oniru, Lekki. Okay. So yes, and that was it. How is
as a business, when it comes to detailing and all of that, in our climes here, does the public, do they respond well to it? Do they think that there is a need to spend extra, more than just a normal car wash, to detail their cars?
Yes, right. However, it's not as popular as I would like it to be, right? Okay. Compared to a place like, I'll give an example, right? Like a service that we probably would charge, say, 50K for, for example, that same service in the US, generally the minimum or the average you charge for it is maybe $300. Same service. And I dare say same product that you use. Sadly, most of the products we use are not locally made. So we import constantly. Yes, a lot of the stuff we use.
Way to produce them locally? Is there any possibility that can be done in the near future or something?
I do not know. I'm hoping. It's
makes more sense, business-wise for us to source locally. But it's I also have to be. We also have to be careful about the grade of things we use on our customers' cars, because if we say we are premium, right, then customers would expect some level of premiumness. Okay, in terms of, I mean, I know of detailing companies, for example, that use brake oil to polish clients' tires. Right.
And their tire polishes specifically.
Yeah,
for
I mean, the tire will shine, but it will degrade that rubber over a period of time. But a lot of clients don't know that difference, right? We import everything, include as little as liquid to clean your glass. We import it, like glass cleaner, like almost everything.
It's just an indictment on us as a people because of substandard materials that we use whenever we have to do this thing. But now, talk us through the process of detailing. Why does a car or anybody, why do I need to detail my car?
Okay, so detailing basically is generally defined as making sure that your car is in its best possible condition, depending on what you have. So I had to add depending on what you already have, because we're not necessarily magicians. Okay, so if you've had a car that you've used for 30 years and then it's been in terrible shape, not taken care of properly, yes, we can make it look better, right? But we won't necessarily make it brand new.
Make it brand different.
Right?
Yeah.
So detailing is quite broad, actually. There's interior detailing, there's exterior detailing, there's restorative detailing, right? Where, we maybe restore things like your car's paint work, restore the plastics. So there is, an entire extent. But yeah, it's basically for people who are car lovers. You need to love your car to be willing to spend. I mean, we have services of 1 million, right? So you need to love your car to be willing to spend.
What level of detailing would I do? Would I need to spend 1 million on my car?
So in Forex terms, 1 million is, I don't know, $700 now, maybe thereabout.
Okay.
That, for example, if you had a car, you wanted us to maybe do some level of paint correction, paint restoration, coating, some level of coating, paint protection, and all of that. We also do wrapping, which is even maybe way more expensive. That happens of 5 million, 4 million.
That looks like it's almost like a body work per se.
Yeah, no, wrapping is basically adding, depending on what it is. So there's the PPF wrapping, there's vinyl wrapping.
Okay.
Basically to protect your paint. Again, I think it depends on the angle you want to look at it from.
Okay.
If you spent, I don't know, say 300 million naira to buy a car.
Most definitely, exactly. So,
and I tell you that it's like insurance, and I tell you that, look, you know what? To make this car look this way for the longest possible time.
Yeah.
Spend an extra amount,
5 million.
Do you understand? So
exactly.
For people like that, they don't mind, and we actually don't. We're not just trying to be premium for premiumness sake. We deliver the service. Okay, and over the years, we've worked with big names, big people, corporate organizations. I mean, so there are companies that we manage their fleet of vehicles just to make sure that, because at the time of resale, a well taken care of vehicle has more value, even if they are bought on the same day. Okay, a car that looks better has more value, at the point of resale and all of that. So it's an interesting conversation.
It is quite an interesting one. And like you mentioned, when people have this kind of money, they can put into a car and all of that. But one thing I want to ask, looking at our roads and our weather conditions, because first of all, how many people park cars where they are supposed to be parked? I know that parking of cars really does affect the quality of the car. Is it under a shade? Is it under something else? But most of us will just park under the sun. It affects the quality. And then our roads. How much do this affect the cars? Do they, if it was outside there, would you need to detail as often as you are detailing, say, for instance, in Nigeria than maybe in the US, due to conditions, car, road, and all of that?
Okay, so the funny thing about car paint or car body is that almost everything affects it anyway.
Okay.
So whether extreme cold, or extreme heat, right?
Okay.
So ours is actually even a bit better because there are environments where you have salty air.
Okay.
Right. Places that are very close to oceans and very windy. You have a lot of salt water always contaminating your car. So those things leave long-term effects on those cars. But again, then comes the job of detailing. Because you see, for example, if we pick, say, coating, say graphene coating, the job of graphene coating is to protect your car paint from all those things. Right. So it doesn't matter how. I mean, we have coating that are fire resistant. Right, there's a level of coating that is fire resistant, frost resistant, UV resistance, and all of that. And then, so again, that basically just tells you that it is actually important to have proper professional detailing. And then we have coating that can last you for 5 years, right? For a minimum, for, you know, and almost a significant spend, you know, at least in our space.
All right.
Right. So yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. This is quite. If we had more time, I'm sure we'll still get to talk about, because there's quite a lot involved in all of this, you know. But yeah, we've got breakfast for you if you don't mind. If you want to join us.
I was looking forward to that.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Please.
Welcome back to the kitchen this beautiful morning.
Yeah.
It's time for us to eat breakfast. Earlier I kept saying make breakfast.
What's he doing?
Mike is helping me with the rest of the frying.
Ojojo?
It's not Ojojo, it's Ojojo.
Ojojo? Ojojo.
No,
I'm trying to. Okay.
Welcome to the kitchen, though. Today's chef is Chef Mide, and she's been making for us peppered pomo sauce with Ojojo. Ojojo is the main dish.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so pomo alata. Sweat. Wow. We have to add it, I know. And of course, Ojojo. Please dig in. We would like to have a taste. Yeah.
This was prepared. Everything was prepared right here. As you can see, Mike is doing his best not to burn this batch. But yeah.
Mike, what for you?
Yeah. Please, Chef Mide.
Very good.
All right.
It's actually one of my favorite snacks.
Honestly, yeah, my mouth is watering, but I'm trying to keep calm.
One thing I've always believed is when you have pepper sauce or you have anything fried, if you want to take it to the next level, just one thing you add. What? Suya spice.
Ooh. Yeah.
And you're there. See, even the chef agreed.
And Chef Mide has her own range of amazing spices. You should try them out.
Definitely.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Chef Mide. Thank you so much, Autostatics, and wishing you the best.
All right.
That's it on the show this morning. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye.